So Danny Shaw, professor with City University of New York, is joining us via Skype to talk to us a little bit about this development that I just read to you about. Mr. Professor Shaw, welcome to the show. How do you take, what's your take on this, on the matter, especially, where you said that it's like, trying to make a point by saying that if you can join the protesters on the streets, then you can come to my convention too.
This is Trump at his most opportunist, flagrant disregard for the safety of people in Nevada, when the governor of Nevada has warned against any gatherings of over 50 people. And in fact, people can be fined $500 for each violation. Trump will stop at nothing to use every platform possible to criminalize and vilify the Black Lives Matter movement, the mass resistance against his mishandling of the coronavirus pandemic, of the wanton fascistic violence that he has spawned and encouraged against a mass movement against police brutality. If we look at the headlines right now in Trump's rhetoric, after the shooting of two officers in Compton, California, they're trying to say that the movement is celebrating this shooting of two officers. What we could see in this upcoming week is more fascist right-wing violence against protesters across this country because of Fox and the other news networks' fascist headlines criminalizing this dissent in protest.
And how do you think it's going to be reacted to by the people? Do you think that, once he holds it, the people really willingly will come in great numbers to watch him in convention? Or, how do you think that's going to go?
Well, the turnout was actually very small, in the 5,000 range. He had announced that it would be much, much higher, always inflating his numbers as we are used to. Point, just like he did in 2016.
Exactly.
This was organized by a lot of evangelical Christians who don't have necessarily a high regard for the science and the statistics around the pandemic. There's a lot of people who continue to say on the right wing, again influenced by Fox and other media outlets, that this pandemic is not real. They don't recognize the nearly 200,000 deaths in this country, the approaching 6 million total cases. They continue to think this is some type of conspiracy to make Trump look bad and that somehow this issue will soon disappear, without looking at globally how the pandemic has impacted people from India to Brazil to the United States. So we see that Trump is not just an enemy of democracy and of economics for the people, he's also an enemy of science.
That's an interesting take.